Welcome to Spotlight. I'm Terry Harrington, and I'll be speaking with Lee Stevens. Today's show is sponsored by Marine Parts Source. Well, Lee, welcome to Spotlight.
Well, good morning. Nice to be here.
Hard to believe we're here in the middle of winter, but yet we're talking about a really good summer type activity, aren't we?
We do, and we plan it starting now. Actually, we've had 2 meetings so far already, so it takes a lot to plan it. It's a pretty large show. We have boats coming from all over, mainly the Midwest, but we do get boats from far away occasionally.
And really what we're talking about is not the annual, but the biannual Antique and Boat Show that we have in Port Huron right after Labor Day.
Yes, we have it every other year on the odd year, 25, so this is our local antique boat show. But I want to point out very carefully that next year, 2026, we're having an international boat show in Port Huron. Now, we're very involved in that, but it's put on by the Antique and Classic Boat Society out of New York, where headquarters are. So we have that coming up. But let's talk about this boat show today.
Yeah, it's great.
So I can tell you this boat show today, we've had our meeting some, and we're really talking about, we always have kind of a theme. Well, I'm very excited this year because our theme in September will be race boats. Now, race boats, we're going to attract all kinds of race boats. So back in the 30s, you had the mahogany race boats, and they were called gentleman racers, and they were Garwood and Chris Craft, Chris Smith had those boats. They've developed now, into hydroplane boats. They've gone from piston engines to jet engines. And recently, what we're quite excited about, the University of Michigan and Princeton University both have boating teams that have built hydroplane boats run on electric hydroplane boats. Princeton has the speed record of something like 120 miles an hour. And the University of Michigan has one. And we're really contacting them to bring those boats here because they would be the most modern boat, and we have the oldest boats. So we'll have boats like in the 30s that raced and had big Packard engines in them and stuff. But these electric boats are kind of cool. The very other thing that impressed me is the team at the University of Michigan and the team at Princeton University both have students on the team from Port Huron.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that's going to be fun.
And really, people need to understand boating, and in particular race boating, is really a big part of our history in the Blue Water area, isn't it?
Oh yes, boating, race boating and boating, really, pleasure boating I'm going to call it, started really on the St. Clair River. So you have Marysville, you have Algonac, you have Mount Clemens, all had boat builders. And there's probably 3 or 4 big ones, Chris Craft being by far the largest boat builder. And Chris Smith of Chris Craft, he built race boats along with Garwood, built race boats. They all kind of did it, but those were the big boats. And boating really developed by the engines.
Okay.
So if you go back, way back in 1910, you had boats, but they were run by little steam engines and they went 12 miles an hour. As engines developed, so as Chrysler developed engines and got more power, the speedboats really increased and got racing. So you take the very early boat, my boat originally had a Chrysler truck engine in it. So it had a 6-cylinder truck engine in it. So it gave it a lot of power. Now I've repowered it, so it has a lot more power. But so racing really started right on the St. Clair River. That was a big place where it all took time there. Our boat show this year, Race Boats, it's on September 5th, 6th, and 7th. So it's right after Labor Day. The show is on the Saturday the 6th, which is really open to the public. But just so you know, we're going to have boats in Black River and on the river Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So you're going to see boats for the whole weekend around town.
And we're talking boats from around the country, not just from Port Huron, Michigan, and the Great Lakes.
Oh, yeah. No, we have boats from around the country. We get boats from Canada, Toronto, Muskoka Lake area. We get boats from Wisconsin and Minnesota, Ohio. So really the Midwest. So probably the large chapters for the Antique Classic Boat Society are located in the Midwest.
Okay, great.
New York and the Midwest.
If somebody has a boat locally, would like to put it in as a show, what do they need to do?
Oh, we'd love to have you. Just call me. I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you my phone number. Call me at my phone number is 810-650-8372. Call Lee Stevens. But also you can go online, and our website is boattheblue.org. So you can go online and you can see all about it. You do register. There is a fee, and you can register anytime up to the show, the day of the show.
And the show is open to the public.
And the show is free, open to the public. It's along Black River. It's on the north side of Black River. The boats will be docked and on land, and it's between 7th and 10th Street Bridge, so along by the college.
Sure, great.
So we'll have a lot of boats there. We'll have some Gold Cup boats there. We'll have some offshore race boats, you know, that race down in St. Clair. We have hydroplane boats, and we'll have these, hopefully we have these boats from the university. Now we have, a lot of our boats are mahogany and wood, and they're old. They're like in the 30s and 40s. But there's a lot of also very beautiful boats that are fiberglass. So we do have fiberglass boats that are in the 60s and 70s and 80s, are older fiberglass boats. The cool thing about the fiberglass boats is they have big engines in them. Usually those boats were made with big V8s and Hemis and cool engines in them. So they'll be fun. There's a lot of activities. We have a children's activity, so we'll have some children's fun activities. We have boats on shore. We'll have some food trucks. We have announcing. We have a program, so you understand. Most of us boaters that are there, we're there on the dock, so you can ask us questions about our boats. And everybody that has their boat is like antique cars. They love them. So it's just a fun day. It's all right downtown. And we'll have some cruisers. So one thing that Port Huron has is because we're on the St. Clair River, we have the availability to have cruisers at our show. So we'll have some 30, 40, 50 footers there that are old but nice.
That'll
nice
be great.
boats. So those are lots of fun.
So the dates again, September 5th and 6th,
Yes.
coming up in September, and we'll be hearing a lot more about it, won't we?
And we'll hear a lot more about it. And if you're a long-range planner, keep the dates open from September 13th to September 19th in 2026. This year, we'll probably have 60 boats. In 2026, we'll have 200 plus boats.
That's great. Something to look forward to.
So we have things to look forward to and plan.
Great. Lee, thanks for sharing about this warm weather activity coming up for us here in the Blue Water area. And we want to thank you for joining us on Spotlight.